This is the new Honda Civic Type R. It has 306 brake horsepower and can do 0 to 62 miles an hour in just 5.7 seconds. This means it's the most powerful and the fastest accelerating front wheel drive car currently on sale. This has to be one of the wildest looking cars you can currently buy. But Honda says all the add-ons on the Type R actually serve a purpose. They're not just for show. For instance, the quad exhaust, they're massive, but they let that powerful engine really breathe. You've also got a diffuser here, smooths the airflow at the back of the car. This massive T-tray rear wing, you could eat your dinner off that actually, but it provides downforce for added grip and stability when you're going fast, and this is a fast car, 167 mile an hour top speed, which is more than a base level Porsche Cayman. At the front, you've got these vents over the front wheel, and that apparently smooths the airflow over the front wheel. But if you look closely, you'll see that the actual holes in there are very small. Some of the vents are actually filled in. These holes are small as well, and there's all cladding underneath the wheel arch anyway, so I can't see how the air actually gets through. I reckon they're just for show. Come on, Honda, tell us the truth. They're just for show, aren't they? Inside, the Type R gets a racing style steering wheel, bespoke dials and a gear shift indicator. There are also some bucket seats to hold you firmly in place. These seats are absolutely lovely. They're 20mm lower than the normal car. The driving position is spot on. Yeah, it's a very nice car to sit in, and it's got so much character, so much more than, say, a Volkswagen Golf R. You get good standard equipment as well. As standard, all Civic Type Rs come with Bluetooth. You've got cruise control, you've got climate control, you've got USB input for the stereo, you also get rear parking sensors, and Honda's Connect multimedia system, though it's a little bit like an aftermarket system and not very good to use actually. Cubby spaces are good though. However, you're probably more interested in how this car feels to drive. Right then, let's start with the engine. Now, Type R cars are famous for having this thing called VTEC, which lets them rev really freely, and it gives them a kick at the top end of their rev range, and they also redline usually over 8,000 RPM. Now this engine, it's a 2 litre, it does have VTEC, but for the first time ever for a Type R, it also has a turbocharger. As a result, it doesn't rev quite so high, 7,000 RPM. Also, it doesn't have that kick at the top end. What it does have though is loads more mid-range power and 306 horsepower. Now turbocharged cars, modern ones, you press the throttle, they respond pretty instantly, and they give you this linear power delivery. That's what you get from, say, a Volkswagen Golf R. In this though, you floor the throttle, you wait for a second, then the turbo kicks in and it flies after 3,000 RPM. And it gives this engine plenty of character. Now, high-performance front-wheel drive cars do this thing that when you accelerate, with all the power going through the front wheels, the steering wheel starts to squirm about in your hands. But Honda's engineers have given this car some special front suspension to help counteract that, and when I accelerate, yeah, it works, it's good. Another problem with front-wheel drive cars is that you have to wait to get on the power when you're exiting a corner, because obviously the drive's going through the front wheels. This one has something called a limited slip differential, and it holds, well, it basically locks the two front wheels together, so they put their power down evenly, and it gives the effect of the car almost clawing its way at the tarmac. It's not quite as good as a four-wheel drive system, but it's noticeably better putting its power down than a normal front-wheel drive car. Okay, then the steering. Now, it doesn't have quite as much feel or feedback as you get in a Renault Sport Megane, but it's lightning quick and super sharp, very, very accurate. The gearbox, you can only get this car with a 6-speed manual, but it's a great 6-speed manual. The throws are really short, so it's dead snickety, feels nice and precise, and I really like the feel of the gear knob as well. It's a nice, solid metal gear knob, feels quality. As for the brakes, big Brembo brakes, they've got loads of stopping power, and the pedal's got a real positive feel to it. Also, it's quite close to the throttle pedal, so when you're braking, you can actually just blip the throttle to smooth your gear change as you're slowing down for a corner. Then there's the chassis. I mean, this thing just feels really, really rigid, almost like a racing car, and that combined with the super sticky tyres means that the way it grips the road is incredible. And then there's the suspension. You see, it stops the car rolling about really well, but because you've got adaptive dampers, it's not so fun that it bounces you about all over the place. Now there is one thing that does disappoint me slightly about this car, because old Type R cars used to make this kind of screaming sound when you rev them out, and it made the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, but this one, well listen, I'll let you hear it. I think the best way to describe that noise is meh. Then there are some other problems with this car which are common to all Honda Civics actually. One is the fact that the position of the speedo can be obscured depending on how you sit by the steering wheel, which isn't great in a car that can do 167 miles an hour. Then there's the horn. I mean, listen to this. Doesn't sound like this car's got 306 brake horsepower at all from the noise of that. And then there's the rear visibility. You've got that integrated spoiler there, and it just kind of ruins the view out the back. As with the normal Civic, the rear doors open nice and wide, and as with the normal Civic, headroom is a little bit too tight in the back. However, the Type R, unlike the normal Civic, doesn't have the fold-up seat bases. It seems to have part of the mechanism, but it's not fully operational. Apparently that's to help save weight, but come on Honda, how much weight are you actually saving? And then there's the boot. Yes, the Civic's boot is absolutely massive, but as standard, the normal Type R doesn't have the false floor, so that when you fold the seats down, you don't get a flat load bay. There's not even a parcel shelf, yet this car starts from £29,995. And that price could be a big problem. You see, someone who can afford to spend £30,000 on a car probably doesn't want it to look like it's just been stolen from the set of The Fast and the Furious. But this car, it is fast, it is furious, it's epic fun to drive, but if you want something a little bit more subtle, then check out our review of the VW Golf R by clicking here. Something a little less expensive, then how about our review of the Vauxhall Astra VXR by clicking here. You can watch our very latest video review by clicking up here. Click on our logo to subscribe to our channel, or on the links below the video if you're watching on mobile. Right, that's a wrap then. What a car, I tell you what. Honda has for so long been just focusing on economy. It's great to see them doing a performance car again, Ed. It's so much fun to drive. I tell you what, I'm taking this home, you're going in my car.